topic is Diwali. So there is no specific verse that has been given, but I would like to read one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. But before that, let us recite our auspicious invocation prayers, Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It is said that Diwali is a corruption of the word Deepavali. Deepa means lamp, and Deepavali means rows of lamps. So Deepavali, or Diwali as it is called nowadays, this Deepavali or Diwali is the occasion where the residents of Ayodhya welcomed Lord Ramachandra, Srimati Sita Devi, Sri Lakshman back into Ayodhya after spending 14 years in the forest in exile. When they returned, the devotees of Ayodhya welcomed Ram, Lakshman, and Srimati Sita Devi by decorating the entire Ayodhya, decorating their homes with beautiful ghee lamps. So that is Diwali. In this regard, I would like to read one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srila Prabhupada taught us, even though we may not be assigned a verse when we speak Krishna Katha, we should always take one verse from the Holy Scripture, read the verse, read the purport, and then elaborate. So I would like to read one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is from the 9th canto. This is chapter 11, text 6. Aprattam nastvaya kimnu Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara Yannontarhridayam Vishya Tamohamsi Swarochisha. This is a verse that was chanted by the great sages, Brahmanas, the learned, pure devotees of Ayodhya to glorify Lord Ramachandra when he returned to Ayodhya and became their king. They are saying, O Lord, you are the master of the entire universe. Bhuvaneshwara. Ishwara means the Lord and Master, and Bhuvana means this whole world. And Bhagavan means Supreme Personality of Godhead. O Supreme Lord, you are the master of the entire universe. Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara. What have you not given to us? You have entered the core of our hearts and dissipated the darkness of our ignorance by your effulgence. Tamaha hamsi swa rochisha. Tamo hamsi means you have destroyed the darkness. Tama means darkness, hamsi means to destroy. Diwali is a festival of lights where tamasoma jyotirgamana. Let us go from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. So Tamohamsi, Lord Ramachandra destroys the darkness of ignorance. How? Swarochisha, by his own effulgence. And where is this darkness? Hridayam. Hridayam. In our heart there is darkness. The real darkness is not without. The real darkness is within. Most of the problems in this world, external problems, are due to internal problems, internal ignorance, internal darkness. Internal vices manifest externally as conflicts and problems of this world. So these great sages are praying, what have you not given to us? Aprattam nastvaya kimnu. What have you not given to us? This is a very important line because it shows the spirit of gratitude. A grateful heart is a devotee heart. One cannot have devotion without gratitude. What have you not given to us? So on Diwali, let us reflect on all the good fortune that we have received. Let us be grateful and let us share our good fortune with others. That is the meaning of Diwali. When we have a lamp of transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge, with that lamp, more lamps can be lit and the knowledge can be spread. So knowledge becomes brighter. The light of knowledge burns brighter when it is shared. The more it is shared, the more lamps of light that are lit, the more the brightness. And more the brightness, the less the darkness. So the sadhus are saying, "Oh Lord Ram, what have you not given to us? We are so grateful to you. The biggest gift you have given us is Yanno Antar Hridayam Vishya." Vishya means to enter, Pravesh. You have entered into our heart, Hridayam Vishya, and Tamo Hamsi Swarochisha. With your own effulgence, you have destroyed the darkness of ignorance. Even in Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter, I think it is the 11th verse, where Lord Krishna says the same thing. He promises, Tesham evanu kampartham aham ajnana jam tamaha nashayami atma bhavastho jnana deepena bhasvara. With the knowledge lamp, I destroy the ignorance in the hearts of my devotees out of my own mercy. This is Bhagavad Gita 10.11. So this is the mercy of the Supreme Lord, that he destroys the darkness of ignorance. Let us read Srila Prabhupada's purport. When Dhruva Maharaj was offered a benediction by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he replied, "O my Lord, I am fully satisfied. I do not need any material benediction. Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Nayache." Similarly, when Prahlad Maharaj was offered a benediction by Lord Narsimhadev, he also refused to accept it and instead declared that a devotee should not be like a vanik, a mercantile man, a businessman, who gives something in exchange for some profit. I will chant few rounds. This is what I want in return. That's business. That's not a devotee. One who becomes a devotee for some material profit is not a pure devotee. Brahmanas are always enlightened by the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the heart. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. And because the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are always directed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. The Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas are always directed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Karishye Vachanam Tava. They always say, we will do Krishna whatever you say. They follow Dharma. And Dharma is what Krishna has said. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranite. Therefore, they are not greedy for material wealth because they simply follow the Lord. What is absolutely necessary, they possess, but they do not want an expanded kingdom. न धनम न जनम न सुंदरीम कविताम वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्ति रहैतु की त्वयि. In Sri Shikshashtakam prayers, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us how to pray. And my spiritual master, His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, once said that this verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antelila, chapter 20, it is the fourth verse of Sri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam prayers. Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj said that it is the um, motto of all of us devotees. It is the motto. What is our motto? Na dhanam na janam na sundarim. Oh my dear Lord Radha Murlidhar, I do not want wealth. Na dhanam. I do not want followers and fans. Na janam. I do not want to enjoy sensual gratification with the opposite gender. Na sundarim. I don't want to enjoy sensual gratification with my partner. No, I don't want that. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va. And I don't want to be known as a very learned kavi, a very scholarly person. I don't want that type of fame and respect and adoration and distinction. Four things are negated. I don't want wealth. I don't want dollars and money and gold. Sometimes it is said that Deepavali is a festival of Lakshmi Pujan, where you worship Mother Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi Devi, to get wealth. This is not the Vaishnava teaching. This is not the Vaishnava understanding. This is not what we learn from Srila Prabhupada. This is not what we follow in ISKCON. We don't do Lakshmi Pujan to get money. Because money, it is a fact, money cannot bring happiness. It is the nature of the individual soul. It is all of our nature that we are seeking pleasure. We are seeking bliss. It's just our very nature. Patients always come to me with a complaint. I am having cough. My back is hurting. My chest is hurting. I cannot move half my body. Always some complaint. Patients never come and say, my left thumb is working well. My left pointer finger is working well. No, they don't talk about what is working well. They talk about the problem. They may have one problem. I have got cough and phlegm. Their digestion may be working well. Their eyes might be working well. Their ears might be working well, but they will not mention that. They will not tell me what is working well in their body. They will tell me what is not working well. They will tell me what is giving them problem. Why? Because we don't like suffering. We do not like pain. It is the nature of the soul to be happy. In the Vedanta Sutra, the Brahma Sutra, Lord Vyasadeva has said, Anandamayobhyasat. This sutra defines the very nature of all of us, all living entities. Anandamayobhyasat. It is our nature to be happy. It is our nature to seek ananda. Ananda means happiness, bliss. Nobody seeks unhappiness. Nobody seeks distress knowingly. That's just our nature. And money cannot give us bliss. So Lakshmi Devi, when worshipped, may be able to give us money, but she cannot give us happiness. And it is not we are dollar mayobhyasat. It is not that we are money seeking. By nature, we are pleasure seeking. And pleasure, ananda, can only be given by Krishna because Krishna is Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Krishna is described in Sri Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma as the Supreme Lord who is the personified form of eternality, complete cognizance and knowledge, and complete bliss. Satchidananda Vigraha. So only Ananda Vigraha Krishna, the personified form of bliss, Lord Krishna, can give us bliss, can give us happiness, can give us Ananda, not money. So therefore, we don't worship Lakshmi ji for money. We worship Lakshmi with her Lord Narayan. We worship Radha Murlidhar. So this is real knowledge. And Krishna enters our heart and destroys the darkness caused by ignorance. So devotees do not worship for material profit. Brahmanas are always enlightened by the personality of Godhead within their heart. Sarvasya chaham ridhi sannivishto matah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Again, this is Bhagavad Gita 15.15, where Krishna says that I am in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, from me comes forgetfulness, and from me comes knowledge, Lord Krishna says. Krishna is the source of knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. If we want to forget Krishna, then Krishna will reciprocate by allowing us to forget him. Look around us. So many people, millions and millions of people are going about their lives without thinking of the Supreme Lord. How can they be happy in their Diwali parties? How can they be happy bursting firecrackers? How can they be happy in their um, long weekend celebrations or in their vacations? How can they be happy without God? Apparently, they feel happiness because they don't want to remember Krishna. And because they don't want to remember Krishna, Krishna as a loving father reciprocates and says, okay, all right, I'll be there for you when you choose to turn to me. But for the time being, you don't want me, so I will leave you alone. That is Krishna's mercy. Because love cannot be forced. Love is voluntary. So they forget Krishna and they go about their lives. And because the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are always directed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are not greedy for material wealth. Devotees are not greedy for material wealth. And therefore they are happy. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ata Aiva Shanta. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakalai Ashanta. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, we are taught that a devotee of Krishna is happy because the devotee of Krishna does not have material desires. Those who have material desires, they are always restless and unhappy. And even when they get happiness, that happiness is temporary and fickle. So we were discussing the motto for all the devotees that I don't want material wealth, I don't want followers, I don't want sensual gratification with my partner, I don't want um, respectability and adoration and fame in this world. Mama Janmani Janmanishwari. I don't even want liberation from repeated birth, old age, disease, and death. I don't even want freedom from repeated birth, old age, disease, and death. I am not afraid of diseases. I am not afraid of old age. I am not afraid of death. I am not afraid of repeated birth in this world. So what do you want? If Krishna asks us, what do you are saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. What do you want? What do you want? If Krishna asks us, then we pray, Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahaitu Tvai. I want selfless devotion to you, my dear Krishna, my dear Radha Murlidhar. I want pure devotion for you. I don't want anything material. This was the prayer of Hanuman. When Lord Ramachandra returned on the day of Deepavali to Ayodhya, he was soon coronated as the king, and Mother Sita was the queen. And for few months, all the devotees stayed together in Ayodhya, but then their duties called them. Sugriv, Angad, Hanuman, they had to return to Kishkinda Kshetra. Janak Maharaj had to return to Mithila. One by one, all the guests left Ayodhya. But before they left Ayodhya, they bowed down to Lord Ramachandra and begged for benedictions. Hanumanji begged for the boon that my dear Lord Ram and my dear Shri Sita Devi, may my love and devotion ever increase. May I never forget both of you. And may I, wherever I go, whatever I do, may I always be favorably engaged in your service. This is a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada continues. So, devotees are not greedy for wealth. So, I hope all of you will remember the motto. What's our motto? I don't want these material gifts. I want selfless, unselfish, pure devotion for Radha Murlidhar. This is the motto of our life. We want to be pure devotees of Radha Murlidhar, nothing else. What is absolutely necessary? So, devotees are not greedy for material wealth. Also, does it mean that they just remove their clothes and uh, turn in the keys of their house, give everything in donation, and they walk on the streets of Manhattan with no possessions? No. Srila Prabhupada writes, what is absolutely necessary they possess, but they do not want an expanded kingdom. They are limited in their desires. Their desires, material desires, are not unlimited. What is necessary, we keep. Like Srila Rupa Goswami taught us. He saved some wealth for family emergency, some wealth for the future, some wealth for day-to-day expenses, and a good proportion of his wealth he donated to the devotees and the temples. An example of this was given by Lord Vamanadev. Acting as a brahmachari, Lord Vamanadev wanted only 3 paces of land. Aspiring to possess more and more for personal sense gratification is simply ignorance. And this ignorance is conspicuous by its absence from the heart of a Brahman or Vaishnava. This ignorance of greed is absent in a Vaishnava. In this regard, I would like to tell all of you one very instructive story from the Valmiki Ramayana. In 5 minutes, I will try to tell this story because we are running out of time. In the Uttarakhanda of Sri Valmiki Ramayana, this story is mentioned that once Lord Ramachandra, after having returned to Ayodhya, he was sitting in his court taking care of the administration of Ayodhya, and he told Lakshman, my dear Lakshman, please go out and see if anyone has come who wants to have an audience with me. Please go and check. So Lakshman went outside and he looked, he didn't see anyone. He came back and informed Lord Ramachandra, oh, my dear Lord, there is no one there. No one is in need of anything in Ayodhya. Everyone is happy and satisfied. Lord Ramachandra said, Lakshman, go again and see. Look carefully. Lakshman again went outside and there were no human beings, but he saw a dog sitting under a tree. And this dog had a injury on the head and the dog was bleeding slightly from the injury. So Lakshman instinctively said, oh, my dear dog, what happened to you? Who hurt you? And to Lakshman's surprise, this was a special dog. He could speak. And he replied to Lakshman that, my dear sir, I would like to tell my problem directly to the king. So, can you please allow me to have audience of Lord Ram? Lakshman said, please come. In fact, Lord Ram sent me outside to see if someone needs help. So please come. The dog replied that I am a lowly dog. I have not taken my bath like all of you do. I am not clean. I have not done achaman. And the court of the king is a very pure place where justice is administered, where all the demigods reside. It's a place of dharma. It's a place of religion. So, as a dog, I cannot enter. So, kindly go and seek permission from Lord Ramachandra if a dog may be allowed to enter his court. Lakshman said, wow, this dog really knows his stuff. So, Lakshman went inside and informed Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra said, please tell the dog that I am cordially inviting him. Please bring him in, usher him in. Lakshman went and told the dog that Lord Ramachandra wants to meet you. Please come. The dog came inside. Lord Ramachandra saw the wound on the head of the dog that was bleeding slightly. And Lord Ramachandra said, my dear dog, you are a citizen of my kingdom. Therefore, it is my duty to take care of you, to serve you, and to make sure that you are happy. Please tell me what I may do for you. Lord Ramachandra said, please tell me what I may do for you. This dog, he replied that there is a Brahman by the name Sarvartha Siddha in your kingdom, and he struck me with a stick on my head out of anger. So, can you please do justice? Lord Ramachandra immediately sent his soldiers and arrested that Brahman, Sarvartha Siddha, and brought him to the court. And Lord Ramachandra asked him, why did you hit this poor dog and injure him? Sarvartha Brahman spoke the truth. He did not lie to Lord Ramachandra. He said, I am a Brahman. I travel from house to house begging alms once a day so I can eat my one meal. But it happened so that for a few days, no one was there to give me any alms. No one gave me any food to eat. So I was hungry. And as I was returning to my house, I was walking through the lane. This dog was sitting right in the middle of the lane. I did not want to step over him. So I told him, I hit my stick on the ground and I said, oh, dog, make way for me. Get up, move aside. And this dog was so slow, slowly he stretched himself and then slowly stood up. And I got impatient. I got angry. I am hungry and this dog is just dealing me. I took the stick in my hand and I hit him. And the stick hit his head. He got injured. And then, he, you know, yelled and he ran away, scared. I am really sorry. I should not have become so angry. Anger is a great sin. So, my dear Lord Ramachandra, please give me some suitable punishment so that I may not have to go to hell for this sin. Lord Ramachandra asked his sages and ministers what we should do. So the sages replied first. Vasishtha Muni was there, and Agastya Muni was there, and other great rishis happened to be there in the court. They responded that, O Lord Ramachandra, you know justice, you know dharma, but because you are asking us for our opinion is that a truthful Brahman like this should not be punished. Mistakes happen, but he's a Brahmana, and a Brahman generally should not be punished, should be forgiven, because they are very great people. Lord Ramachandra looked at the dog and said, my dear dog, what is your opinion? The dog said, in the beginning, O Lord Ram, you asked me, what can I do for you? Lord Ram said, yes, I did say that. What can I do for you? So the dog said, my reply is that yes, you can do something for me, indeed. What I would like you to do, Lord Ram, I want you to make this Brahman who struck me on my head the head of a monastery. make him the head of a monastery where many Brahmins they live and they do puja, they do yajna sacrifices, they study the scriptures. Make him their head. That way he doesn't have to worry about his food. In the monastery there is plenty of food. So Lord Ramchandra said, Tathastu, so be it. Oh my dear Sarvartha Siddha Brahman, go. Lord Ramachandra told him the name of a monastery. From today, you are the head of that monastery. Go. The Brahman became very happy. He went and he became the head of that monastery. After the Brahman happily left, the ministers spoke and they said, Oh Lord Ram, this is not fair. This Brahman committed a sin. Instead of punishing him, you have rewarded him. Lord Ramachandra smiled and he told his ministers, You do not understand. My dear dog, please explain. Lord Ramachandra understood. The dog understood. But the ministers did not understand what is going on. The dog replied, Oh, respected ministers, in my previous birth, I used to be the head of that monastery. But being a leader is no joke. We have the presidential elections coming up now in the USA. Everyone is talking about elections. This dog said, being a leader, being a ruler, being an administrator is not a joke. It is serious responsibility because a proportion of the sins of all the citizens come to the leader. Imagine taking the karma of the entire population of US, a part of it, a sixth of the karma goes to the president, goes to the commander in chief of the US military force. This is the law that Krishna has created in this world. A leader who leads the followers must accept a proportion of the sins of the people who commit those sins under their rule, under their governance. He said, I was an honest man. I was ruling that monastery to the best of my ability. But because some people under me committed sins and I got those sins, I have been reborn as a lowly dog. And this Brahman who gets angry so easily, he should not have accepted that position as the chief of the monastery. He should have refused. He should have begged at the feet of Lord Ramchandra, no, I don't deserve this. Give me some other service. But for the sake of self-aggrandizement, he happily, merrily accepted that position. If I could become a dog, even though to my knowledge I didn't make any mistakes, what to speak of this Brahman who is controlled by anger, who is short-tempered. So that promotion as the chief of that monastery is actually a slippery slope for someone who is proud, for someone who is given to anger. And very soon he will glide down to hell. That was the conclusion of the dog. That was the justice of the dog. That was the curse of the dog. So sometimes blessings can be a curse, and sometimes curse can be a blessing. When Nalakuver and Manigriv were cursed by Narad Muni because Narad Muni is a pure devotee, even the curse was a blessing. Both of them became trees in the backyard of Nanda Baba, and they saw the Damodar Leela. They saw the childhood pastimes of Krishna. They saw how Krishna would steal butter. And ultimately, they had darshan of Krishna, they had audience of Krishna, and then they went back to the spiritual world eventually as Snigdha Kantha and Madhu Kantha in Golok Vrindavan. Whereas material benedictions like this, to become a leader, to win the election, it may look like success, and people are crazy. They spend millions and even billions of dollars to become a leader because they do not understand the intricacies of karma. Leadership is a serious responsibility. And this is not just for the presidents and the vice presidents and the senators and the congressmen. It is for all of us. Because in our own way, we are all leaders. We may be leaders to our children. We may be leaders to the subordinates at our workplace. We may be leaders in the eyes of the new devotees who join. So, in our own little way, we are all role models. And therefore, it's a serious responsibility that we take our Krishna consciousness seriously. And on Diwali, this can be our meditation. That leadership is a very serious responsibility. Krishna is very kind, and he is always there in our hearts to enlighten us. Externally, he is there as the holy scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. Internally, he is there as Paramatma. Externally, he is there as Shri Guru, the spiritual master. He is there in the form of the senior devotees. Krishna is always there, but we should be sincere. Priyavrat Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam also became a king, even though he did not want to. But he became a king because Lord Brahma insisted, because his father, Shri Swayambhuva Manu, insisted, not for self-aggrandizement, like this Sarvartha Siddha Brahman of Ramayana. That is the difference between Priyavrat and this Brahman. This Brahman became a leader because he wanted fame and power and prestige and money. Whereas Maharaj Priyavrat became king because he wanted to serve and obey his father and his superiors. So Priyavrat Maharaj was protected. Even though for some time he got entangled, but he was completely protected and he was able to attain the kingdom of God. Whereas this Brahman will glide down to hell because he is after self-aggrandizement. So this can be a meditation for Diwali that I wanted to share with all of you, that spiritual life should be taken seriously and we should be sincere and honest in our dealings. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We can have some time for sharing reflections and realizations and comments. Anand Bihari Prabhu, I hand it back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Adi Gadhahar Prabhu. Wonderful class. Thank you. Okay, dear devotees, it's time to reflect. It's time to reflect the light, the Deepa that was just produced by Adi Gadhahar Prabhu. No, he just opened the Bhagavatam and the light came from there. Yeah. He channeled it. Yeah. Okay, Narottam Nitai, Shikshashtakam Prabhu, please.
I just wanted to say I appreciate how you said, Prabhuji, how you know the how, like, how can I phrase it, how we treat ourselves or how we love ourselves then manifests in other ways outside. So like I keep on thinking that Krishna is within our heart, and therefore, you know, treat ourselves better, even if it's starting with the body, and therefore, you know, it'll help us with the Anartha Nivritti process and really come to closer to Krishna Priyamas. I mean, that's in my words, but I like how you put it. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. I was just contemplating what you were talking about, how we are all meant to be leaders in our own circle of influence. And I was just thinking that, you know, as far as like leadership of this country is concerned, some devotees don't really participate. My friend Sankirtan Prabhu, he just wrote an article about the election. And one devotee said, I already voted, you know, don't care. I'm enjoying the day. And I don't know if that's a really good attitude for devotees to have, because as far as like our responsibility, it says in the Bhagavatam in the pastime where of King Venu, the great sages began to think that although a Brahmana is peaceful and impartial because he's equal to everyone, it's still not his duty to neglect poor humans. By such a neglect, a Brahmana's spiritual power diminishes, just as water kept in a cracked pot leaks out. So we have to participate in our society. We can't live in a bubble. I just think that that's important because Krishna is, we're meant to please Krishna, and Krishna's not pleased if we're just doing our own thing, you know. We have to care for our fellow citizens, especially in a time of crisis. And I think this country is in a time of crisis right now, to tell you the truth. So it's a very important time, and we should pay attention and protect our religious rights, just as Lord Chaitanya did 500 years ago when the Kazi broke his drum. That is threatened to happen again if, you know, the Christian nationalists take power. They might try to restrict the devotees' activities as far as book distribution and Sankirtan. That's just, you know, that's just my opinion. So thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So who are we voting for, Adi Gadhahar Prabhu? It's getting real. Just
we
to add,
should stop. We should stop talking about all of this.
Yeah.
Quite
No,
frankly,
can I quote Prahlad Maharaj quickly? Didn't he say that as devotees, as Vaishnavas, we're not really supposed to take sides materially? Isn't that diplomacy in politics? Do we really?
Also, devotees are supposed to be intelligent and understand that this is a dichotomy set up. There's no two-party system here. We all know what's going on. Both parties are off. All politics is off. It's a quest for power and control of material nature. Whether you vote on this person's right-wing way of approaching control over material nature or a left-wing way of controlling material nature, it is all envy and it is all useless. And if we decide not to vote, that's a vote of lack of faith in the system. If you want to do something, become involved personally, but not on a political level. If you want to stop the Kazi from breaking your drum, then you make another drum and you keep playing. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we have our right-wing gopis and left-wing gopis. We have our politics.
Kazi, Lord Chaitanya amassed hundreds of thousands of devotees and were marched to the Kazi's house. That's called transcendental activism. Sometimes Krishna calls us to do that. And if we don't, then our devotional strength leaks out like a water pot. It's not about politics. There's this one, pundit who speaks every day, and she was involved with the Bush campaign and the McCain campaign. And she said, this is the first nonpartisan political election that I've ever seen. It's not about politics this time. It's not about arguing between Democrats or Republicans. So, that's my...
Krishna interjected. Radha Mulidar saved us from politics. Thank you, Radha Mulidar.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Please turn on your cameras if you can, dear devotees. Krishnadaya, bring the Dakshaja to the screen if you can. There he is. Nice.
Radha Murida Gora Chandra Bhagavata Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai, welcome to the Afterglow. Adi Gadhahar, Prabhu, are you still here? He left. Is Bhima Prabhu here? Is Adi Purusha Prabhu here? Who's the most senior? Oh, there he is. Bhima Prabhu is here. I was going to say Jeffrey Eckler is the next senior devotee in line. He should take all the political questions. Who wants to reflect? No, please. Yeah, he's humble. See, a true leader, you need to ask him to take charge. That means the person is qualified. When we push our way into things, that's not how devotees do it. We always stay humble, quietly qualified. And then when we ask to do something, we can do it as an offering to Krishna. Okay, Adi Purusha Prabhu is entering the room. Adi Purusha Prabhu, Hare Krishna. We were waiting for you. Please unmute and maybe share.
Yeah, I have to set up the. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a wonderful controversy, and Krishna, in his wisdom, may call different people to respond in different ways to the situation. But we do know, it might be worth mentioning, that Srila Prabhupada was a political activist with the Gandhian movement, right? You know that? Yeah. And then the spiritual master said, there's not a political solution to this. Push on Lord Chaitanya's movement and everything will be okay. But if you neglect that, it's just a swamp, a morass. Right? I'm in a difficult situation right now because I'm trying to go out for Krishna's prasad distribution. So I have to leave the temple and go in the elevator, which will block whatever we have to say. Each one saying, Lord, what do you want me to do? I'll do whatever you like. And it might not be the same for each person. So if we do that, we put it before the Lord, Krishna will show each of us what he wants us to do. Not that everyone, one size fits all, right? That makes sense?
Amen.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Amen.
Did that make sense to Bhima Prabhu? That's what matters.
I can't hear what they're saying.
We love you. We love you, Adi Prabhu.
Anyway, just trying to repeat my spiritual master. Oh, glory to Prabhupada.
Thank you, Adi Prabhu. Thank you, Bhima Prabhu. Krishna Kumari.
Hare Krishna. I just got stung by a yellow jacket, so I'm probably going to have a reaction right on my throat.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, I think that is an exciting time. Prabhupada said on a walk and I think he was in Bombay on the beach. They were talking about science and how we've been lied to. And Prabhupada had like a corrected the Indian doctor he was walking with. I don't know if it was a Dr. Patel, that we had only been lied to for about 200 years. And he said, this was 1975, that in 50 years, the whole truth will come out. So I'm kind of like, we hear these Mahabharata, we hear the Ramayana, we see Narada Muni trying to stir things up, trying to get, and I think of Vedas and Vedanta as truth. And even, what's going on in the world, I think it's important. As devotees, we're waiting for the truth to come out. We've been lied to about so many things. And so I just find this to be an exciting time, both about medicine, the moon, everything, whatever you want to look at, we're just being lied to. And yeah, there's a lot of political drama and who wants to get involved in that. But I'm excited by some truth speakers. I feel like they are agents of Krishna, speaking the truth about natural healing. I'm putting my faith more and more in Ayurveda. And yeah, I feel sorry for the American people, the food they've been fed, the fake medicine that makes them sicker, and I'm hoping that this year to come really brings out more about the truth, about all the sciences. And Prabhupada's prediction is
May I interject there, Prabhu? As I do.
Yeah.
As someone who has a pre-med nutrition background, the big thing here is that, as with Krishna consciousness, the change, even with such a thing as eating properly, which of course is offering everything to Krishna, the change comes from within the individuals. And the understanding that if we take care of this inner universe that Krishna is in, right in our heart, if we take care of that inner universe, then the external world changes around us. We affect, like a domino, we affect everybody around us. As we become enlightened in Krishna consciousness, we become also enlightened in health, mental and physical health. These things take place in a microcosmic level, meaning with each individual. And then from the individual, it spreads out into the village. And that these wide sweeping political ideals is how the powers that be, as Prabhupada called them, Rakshasas, and they truly are. Millions of people die for no reason at their behest and at their decision, and they make money from it. So we must know that we're not going to affect these people. We're not going to change. The war will always be with us. But the war within is the one that we can take up. The war within ourselves. The politics within ourselves. The ignorance within ourselves. We stop looking outward. We have deities. We look outward to see Radharani and Krishna. But believe it or not, that's a third-class position. Second class position is to see Radha and Krishna in your own heart. And the first class position is to see, which is the toughest of all, is to see Radharani and Krishna in everyone's heart, no matter how much they do you wrong or how much you perceive they've done you wrong, is to see that Krishna is moving through everyone's lives. And that's the true political vision. There's not Republicans and Democrats. There's only Radharani and Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Nice mic drop. Yeah, imagine Srila Prabhupada comes back here and sees us wearing pins for this party or that party, studying the prospects that this party or that party comes up with instead of studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Imagine what he would think. Would he approve of that? There's a balance in everything. So we don't want to get carried away by those things. The truth is coming from the Bhagavatam, not from television. And to the extent the person is in line with Guru Sadhu Shastra, to that extent they are legit. Everything else they say is dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. Hare Krishna. Acupuncture ki jai. Holistic. I went to a holistic doctor, by the way, 2 days ago. And I mean, not 2 days ago, several weeks ago. And it helped. It helped. It works. Thank you, Krishna Kumari, for highlighting that. Healthy diet works. Our body can be a nice, well-maintained tool for Krishna's service. Hare Krishna. I guess I'm rambling. So let's wrap it up. Is Isaiah here? Annabelle, please find Isaiah. Bring him to the camera. There he is. Is that a holistic toast, Karen?
So yeah.
Okay. It was offered to Krishna. Okay, Krishna, yeah, no problem. Okay, dear devotees, we love you. We need you daily basis. Hare Krishna. Our election is every moment. Do we choose Prabhupada? Or do we choose our senses? That's the question. Anandi, Hare Krishna, we love you. Hare Krishna. Take care, everybody.